Hi, I'm Judy. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist. I'd like to share with you a story about Pete. Pete is a man in his early 60s. He has Down syndrome. Everybody in the community loves Pete. Pete is very social. He has a bicycle. He rides around town and loves to visit. He has a little route that he goes every single day, stopping in to see the various people that work in shops or in their homes. And Pete has just this amazing memory and this wonderful personality. If you ask Pete anything about anybody, he remembers every single detail. Pete's kidneys started to fail about 10 years ago. His doctor warned the family that if they weren't able to help him get those kidneys under control, that he would go into failure and possibly need dialysis. The doctor wanted Pete to be on a special kidney diet and also to lose weight. Pete weighed at the time about 170 pounds, which doesn't sound like much, but when you look at Pete, he's under 5 foot tall. So he could use losing some weight, not only to help his kidneys, but also because Pete had other various health issues such as high cholesterol, hiatal hernia, and gout. He also had a family history of diabetes, so it was very important that losing weight would help with all of those various issues. Pete was adamant. He wanted to live in his home and not move out. His family was very concerned because they didn't know much about kidneys or the diet that would be needed. At the time, the high protein, low carb diet was all the craze, and they felt like maybe this was the answer to help Pete lose his weight. Pete needed to be on a low salt, low protein diet, pretty much the opposite of what he was currently doing. So I did things like help the family read food labels, going to the grocery store with them, teaching them what foods would be the better choices for Pete. We talked about different recipes that would be healthier, different cookbooks, and getting away from some of the convenience products that they were using, steering them toward healthier choices. We were able to work out a meal plan for Pete that worked out well for him and helped him to stay independent. Skip forward 9 years, and Pete has now lost 42 pounds. He weighs a nice 128 pounds. His doctor is very pleased. His kidneys have stabilized. His blood sugars are normal. His cholesterol has dropped. And Pete has been able to get off a lot of his medications as a result. Pete remains independent and the social butterfly of the community. I'm glad to say that as a result of medical nutrition therapy, we expect to see Pete stay in his home living independently for many years.